Hello friends, this is Woon.heng. Today, you'll see how to make this fluffy and delicious pan-fried steam buns or Sheng Jian Bao that has a crispy bottom layer with a yummy and scrumptious filling. You will love this comforting food for breakfast or any meal of the day. So let's get started. We'll first prepare the bun wrapper since it needs some time to proof. And I'm using all-purpose flour, or also called plain flour in some countries. And for the yeast mixture, warm up the liquid and you can use either plant-based milk or water. And the temperature should be like bathwater, which is warm to touch. If the temperature is too hot, it will kill the yeast. And for the yeast, both instant and active dry works really well. To check if your active dry yeast is still active, mix it in the warm liquid and let it sit for about 10 minutes. If you do see a foamy top, then your yeast is still good. If not, then it has expired. Then make a new batch. Pour the yeast mixture into the flour along with the oil. And I'm using a dough hook here. And if you don't have a mixer, you can knead it by hand. It just takes a little bit longer. Before I forget, if you can't have yeast, baking powder works too. Use about 1 teaspoon to a cup of flour, and the buns may not be super fluffy like the one with the yeast, but it still works. Once you see there are no dry spots of flour in the bowl and a dough is formed, stop the mixer and then transfer the dough onto a clean surface and knead it again until you get a smooth top. And if you're kneading by hand, it may take about 10 minutes to reach this stage. Place the dough back into the bowl, cover it with lid, and let it proof until double its size. For the filling, I'm using zucchini, carrot, and mushrooms. Other great options include bok choy, cabbage, kale, or any of your favorite greens, and you can add some protein too. So instead of sauteing the zucchini, massage them with salt to draw out the moisture. I use about a teaspoon here. And this method works really well to retain the green and the crunch of the zucchini. It's one of my favorite ways to include lots of greens in a meal. Then cover the bowl with a lid and let it sit for 30 minutes. Shred a small carrot into a bowl. And to add more umami flavor, I saute some mushrooms in oil until fragrant and then season it with some salt and black pepper. The filling ingredient is really flexible, so if you don't like mushrooms, just replace it with some other vegetables. And it's also one of the best ways to use up all the leftover vegetables in the fridge to turn them into a quick meal like this. After 30 minutes, you should see some liquid in the bowl and the zucchini will look like they have been marinated. Transfer them into a nut milk bag and squeeze out as much liquid as possible. You don't have much left after all the liquid has been removed, so now you know why I love this method to prep the zucchini so I can eat lots of them. Add the carrot into the zucchini bowl along with the sauteed mushrooms. And some chopped green onions for flavor. Replace green onions for cilantro if you need to make this dish alien-free. Then season it to your preference, and I'm using regular seasonings such as soy sauce, toasted sesame oil, lots of black pepper, and salt. A quick note is to keep the filling as dry as possible, as wet filling will make the buns soggy, and set aside until ready to use. Once the dough has proofed to double its original size, which took me about 30 to 45 minutes depending on the weather, divide it into 14 equal portions. The 14 portion is just about right for my 10-inch pan, and the size of the bun is the right size with about 2 to 3 bites from me. Roll each cut dough into balls and then cover with a cloth so they don't dry out, and work with one dough at a time. Take out one dough, dust some flour on it, then slightly flatten the dough with your palm. Using a rolling pin, roll it out into an oblong shape about 5 to 6 inches long, then fold it into half and repeat one more time. This step is to remove as many air bubbles as possible that are trapped inside while proofing the dough. After you remove the air bubbles, roll it out into a circular wrapper. To roll the dough, especially for buns, you want to keep the middle part thicker. So the way to roll it is to push your rolling pin towards the wrapper with pressure and stop when you reach the middle, and then pull your rolling pin back towards you without any pressure. Turn the wrapper anti-clockwise and repeat the moves until you get a 4 to 5 inches diameter circular disc. It takes a few tries, but you'll get a hang of it once you are around your third or fourth wrapper. Once you're done, you should see a puff-up middle section. Place a spoonful of filling on there, then pleat to seal. That thicker middle section is where you can hold the filling properly without tearing it. Since the pleats will be at the bottom, don't worry about making it pretty. You can simply bring all the sides together and pinch to seal all the openings. The goal here is to make sure they are completely sealed and the wrapper is not too thin, as the thin wrapper will easily tear off and will not fluff up as much after they're steamed. As you can see, I'm using my thumb to push in all the vegetables while wrapping so the filling is intact and stay inside the bun. Now let's cook the buns. If you have tried my pot sticker before, this is the same cooking technique. Heat a 10-inch non-stick pan and add a drizzle of oil. Place the buns in with the pleated side down. And this 10-inch pan is a great size for me to fit all these 14 buns nicely in one layer with a slight gap. Using low-medium heat, cook the buns until the bottom turns golden brown. Then add in a cup of water, which should cover at least 1 centimeter of the bun's height. Cover the pan with a lid and cook the buns over low-medium heat until all the water has evaporated. I like to use a clear lid so I can check to make sure they are not burned, plus it's fun to watch how the buns slowly puff up. When you hear the sizzling sound, it shows that the water has evaporated. Open the lid and look at these beautiful and fluffy buns. Garnish with chopped scallions and sesame seeds, and you can remove them from the pan and serve with the top side up, or place a plate in the pan and flip to show the crispy bottom layer on the top instead. Wow, that looks so good with the perfect crispy bottom. There you have it, pan-fried steamed buns or Sheng Jian Bao is done. I hope you give this tasty recipe a try, and if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Click on the bell so you'll be first to know when a new video is up. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye!